Welcome back to Two Camping Gurus. If you like camping the great outdoors, you are in the right place. And today we're going to show you how to make a rocket stove out of everyday bricks. I just got a bunch of oddball bricks here. Okay, so I'm going to want my air intake opening on the back side because this will be the side I stand on to cook and to feed the wood in. First thing I want to do is establish that. And I got a brick here cut about 2/3. You can do it in half, but I do it this way for a particular reason. You'll see when we put the first layer on. And here is the reason right here. So when I put this next one on like this, it actually has something to rest on for that first one. And then you can just put this there. And by doing 2/3, it's okay to have that little space there. It's not a big deal. And then you just build it up from there, alternating the bricks so they overlap each other. But the next key thing to remember is to leave this space open, so it's going to be like that. Now you're going to have another case where the brick bridge between the gap, which would be right here. This is going to be where you feed the sticks in right here. And then after that, it's pretty straightforward. You're just going to continue to build it up as you get your two openings. You get your air intake back here and your feed right through here where you're going to feed your sticks and stuff in. From there, you just continue this pattern for as tall as you want to go. Pretty good right there, and this will probably serve the purpose just perfectly fine. I'm going to go ahead and test it out really quick to make sure we get a decent amount of heat, but honestly, well, let me just do that, then we'll go from there and I'll show you what we're going to do next. See if I can just show you a little bit closer there. So you can see that is going pretty darn good. The air is going in the back side here. There's still a little bit of paper there it can burn, but we got a pretty good flame going and there's a lot of heat coming out of there. Well, I think this is working very well. We got the feed there. We got some really good flame and a lot of heat, and there's almost no smoke left at all now. And you got the air intake. I have seen it made this way several times. I'm going to show you a couple very minor adjustments that's going to make this, in my opinion, a lot better. So stay tuned and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Right now you see my feed section here is one brick high. So there's not a lot of room in there for the coals to drop and for you to feed new sticks on top. And the air intake is directly behind this right below. So what I want to do is move this hole up to the next section. Very minor change. But I think it'll make it a big difference as far as feeding new sticks in and not poking into your other sticks that are burning, causing it to go out or limiting the space of the coals to build up. That's change number one, so let's do that real quick. Change number one is complete. You can see now the holes, the third layer up instead of the second. It gives us more room to put the sticks in on top of the fire. Now for change number two. Change number two is I don't want to bend over. It hurts my back to bend over to cook, so I'm going to go ahead and extend this thing even higher. Now you can see this is much more of a regular stove height to cook on, so we're going to go ahead and get it ready to fire back up and make sure we're still getting enough. Well, I still feel warmth coming out of it just from what was left down in there. So yeah, this is much more of a normal area to cook on and height wise, so it won't kill your back. I got my sticks loaded in, and it's much easier loading these in too, since they're way up off the ground compared to before. So there's definitely some more room to get them in there. And this time I'm going to use Instafire. This is a great product I've used for a bunch of different things. This is the Factory Seconds bucket, which is a great price. I'll put a link for this down in the description, but they have all kinds of really cool products for fire starter, survival. And this stuff works in wind, rain, snow, water, whatever. It's great stuff. Now, what I'm going to do, because I got to get it underneath there and light it, you don't need paper to light this, but I am going to put a little bit on the paper here, just so I have something to slide it in underneath the sticks and stuff. And this is what this looks like. Just granular pellets with little wood things in there, but you only need a little small amount of it. So like I said, I got the sticks loaded on the other side. I got my new taller version, and the feed spot is this third tier up instead of the second. I'm going to go ahead and light the Instafire product here and slide it in under the sticks. There we go. Once the Instafire's lit, you're fine. It won't go out. Go ahead and slide that in there as far as I can. And already you can see there's not much paper in there, so of course there's very little smoke. Let me go ahead and move you closer so you can see that I'm really have a fire. Oh, I can't get near there. I'm trying to, I have to go up high. Okay, you can see the fire. I don't want my camera on top there because that is getting wicked hot. Okay, there you go. Again, I don't want to get my camera right on top there. Maybe if I go up really high, you can see. I can't see, but hopefully you can. That is working much better. And there is a bunch of heat coming out of there. And now I can easily add sticks in here. Much easier than before. I'll tell you, that Instafire is way better than the paper too, because it's way down low, first of all, and it's going to stay going for quite a while. That stuff burns for a pretty decent amount of time, and it's going to give plenty of time to get this wood going. Someone's going to want to know, can you actually really cook on this? Well, I got about 2.5 cups of water here, which is way more than you need for like making a dehydrated meal. And I'm going to set it right on top of there. Ideally, you'd want to lift that up, but there's enough openings. The air's coming around it. I might find something to lift that up a little bit. In fact, I could use something as simple as 4 sticks. I'll put 4 sticks like that, set it on there. Now the heat can come up out around it. I will tell you, the key to this is to have plenty of sticks handy because they're small and they should be dry, so they burn relatively quickly, and you want plenty nearby so you can continually feed them in there. It's been about 10 minutes or so, and I do have some steam and some bubbles in the water, so it is definitely gonna boil that. All right, guys, well, here is proof that, well, hopefully you can see the water is boiling. The modifications are okay, but let me give you my final thoughts. So final thoughts on the rocket stove. Number one, I love the rocket stove. That in itself is great. The modifications I made, well, those are a bit to be desired. The modification of raising the feed hole down here for sticks was a great idea, and that's been working great. Increasing the height of the rocket stove, using bricks at least, was not such a good idea. Nothing bad happened. The problem is it took a lot longer to get the water to boil than I would like. And I had to really add a lot of firewood. And if you look on the back, you probably can see in the camera, I did actually add some small sticks and stuff through the air inlet hole as well to get as much flame in there as I could to get the heat up there. So yes, this would be easier on your back, and yes, you can boil water doing it this way. You gotta have a lot more time, and you need a lot more bricks, so there's a lot of downsides to it too. So realistically, if you built a rocket stove, you know, just like 2 feet high, something like this, 1.5 feet, 2 feet high, your flame is gonna be much closer to your pan, the heat's gonna be much closer, and you're gonna get your water to boil in much less time. This took about a half an hour to finally get that water to boil, which is not ridiculous if you're just sitting around doing nothing. But a lot of heat loss through all these openings, you know, is when you get up higher here. So not as much of it's making it up to the top. And of course, your heat source is very small coals, so it, you know, doesn't carry as far. Rocket stoves are great. You certainly can cook on them, and you can make them out of several different things, all kinds of videos out there. I just happen to have bricks laying around, so I made this one. If you're out camping and you want to cook something and you have access to bricks or something like that, then by all means build a rocket stove, but build it much smaller so you can get your cooking done a lot sooner. Don't forget, I'll put a link down there for my t-shirts and some other merchandise, apparel. Whew, smoke's on my face. If you're interested in that, it does help support the channel, so I'd appreciate that. I'll put the link down in the description so you can check that out. Also swing over to twocampinggurus.com. I will put a link for the fire starter. This is great stuff. You know, it can be used in all kinds of weather conditions. I have not had any problems with it yet at all. And I've got several other videos out there on the product as well, and there'll be more to come. So make sure you check that as well, and check out the channel for other videos on that particular topic. With that said, I want to thank you for swinging by Two Camping Gurus. Make sure you click on the link down in the description to get your free ebook and pre-trip checklist to make sure you and your rig are ready for the road. Happy camping, and we'll see you in the next video.